Hello everyone, welcome to another Flutter UI design video. So today I'm going to be cloning this dribble design by this designer here, so credit to them, and I'll put the link to this design in the description. We're only going to be cloning this intro screen here. The outline is fairly simple. As you can see, we have this app title here, which is No Bank from the designer. We have this image, we have some, header text, have some subtext, and then we have this enter button. Now, we don't have this exact image. However, I have another image that I'll be using for the project, and I'll put that link in the description as well so that you guys can follow along. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it. Alright, so I'm just inside the directory I'm going to be using for this project. I just called it Bank Intro UI. What I'm going to do is right click and just do a git bash here. Of course you can just use the terminal or bash or whatever you use, but I'm going to do flutter create, and then I'm going to say bank intro UI, and this is going to create a new Flutter project for us. Alright, and then I'm going to cd into that directory. And then I'm going to say code space dot, and this is going to open VS Code. All right, so here's our project. The first thing I want to do is I want to go into this lib folder, and I want to right click, create a new folder, and we're going to call this images. This is where we're going to put the image for the design. And now I want to go into the pubspec.yaml, because we need to add these image assets. So let's scroll down, and you'll see here under dependencies, this assets here, it's commented out, uncommented. And then you also want to uncomment this next line. And let's delete this. We want to say lib/images /. Okay, and then save this. All right, and we should be good there. Now let me just go ahead and add the image we're going to be using into that folder. So go back into the project, images, and I'm going to paste that in there. And that should be reflected inside of VS Code. So, okay, yeah, there it is. All right, so let's go into our main.dart. Okay, so we have our main app here, and this is some boilerplate code that they have set up already. We want to erase that, and we also want to get rid of the theme that they have set here. And let's go ahead and say, let's see, debug show checked mode banner. We want to set this to false. And also, we want to set home to intro page. Now, this intro page obviously it isn't created yet, but we'll get to that in just a moment. So we're going to save that, and yeah, let's go ahead and make this intro page file. So we're going to right click on lib, new file, and we're going to say intro _ page .dart. And we want to make a stateless widget. You can just type STL, and then you should get these options, and hit enter. And then we want to name this intro page. And once again, you want to save. Now let's go back to our main. And if we hover over this, you can see obviously it has a red squiggly line. It's not imported yet. If you do a quick fix, you can just import the intro page we just created. Obviously you can see we have these blue squiggly lines here. What I like to do is go back into the pubspec.yaml, and I like to get rid of the Flutter lints because it does excessive blue squiggly lines at times. So I just do that to get rid of them. Now, back in the intro page, we want to actually return a scaffold, and save this. And let's actually go ahead and run this on our emulator. So I want to hit run. Okay, so that's done. And as you can see, we just have this white background here. So obviously nothing's going to be showing because we're just returning a blank scaffold. What we want to do is we want to go ahead and set the background color on the scaffold to white. And then for the body, we want a safe area. This is so that we don't get any widgets into sort of, I guess, unsafe space on the screen. So if you have a notch or something like that, you don't want the widgets to be sort of in the way of that. You just want you want it in a safe area. So that's what this widget is for. And then child, we want to have a column. And then we want to say children. And now we can start laying out the app. So here we have this starting text, no bank. Then we have our image, have this header text, have this subtext, and then we have this enter button. So I'm going to add some comments for this. So I'm going to say, let's say no bank text. I'm going to say image, have header text. Oops, there's a typo there. Header text, subtext, and then enter button. So let's just add the primary widgets we're going to need. So let's say text, and then no bank, all caps. And then we want to style this a little bit. Oops, style. We're going to say text style. And so let's go ahead and we want to give this that gray color from the image. So let's say colors, oops, dot gray, and I'll say 600. And let's go ahead and save this. Okay, there it is there. We're gonna have to center that in a minute. And let's see here. I want to do a size box. I'm gonna give it a height of 75, just so we have some spacing between the no bank and the image. And so here I'm going to say image dot asset. I'm going to give the path to the image, so lib slash images slash check dot png. And oops, forgot a comma there. All right, and we want some more spacing between the image and the header text. So we're gonna add another size box. We're gonna do height of 25. Okay, so save that. Okay, so that's what we have at the moment. And now we want to go ahead and add in this header text. So let's see here. We're going to go ahead and say text. And let's see what we have to do here. The first bank without a bank. So the first bank without a bank. And of course we want to style this, so style, text style, and let's see, what do we want to do here? Let's go ahead and set the font weight to bold, so font weight dot bold, And then we want this font to be decently sized. So let's say font size, and let's say about 45. And let's see here. All right, let's see what this looks like. Okay, now we want to center this text. So what we can do here is simply say, oops, wait, not in here. Outside of this text style, we want to say text align, and then text align dot center. Let me add a comma there. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, that's looking better. Now let's add in some more spacing. So this time let's do a size box, and let's say give it a height of 10, and then we want to add our subtext. So let's add a text widget. Let's see what we want here. Back to the design. Join the no bank experience, entirely online, no jokes. So let's add this. Join the no bank experience, entirely online, no joke. All right, and we want to style this text. So text style, and let's see here. What do we want? It still needs that lighter gray color. So color, so colors dot gray, and then yeah, let's do around 700. And then we also, let's change the font weight and let's make it bold. So font weight dot bold, and let's change the font size. So let's say font size, let's say 15. Let's see what this looks like. Join the no bank experience, entirely online, no joke. Okay, that looks better, but let's see here. What do we need from our design? Okay, it needs to be more centered. It looks like we can add some padding to this to get this onto another line. And also it looks like there's some more spacing that could be up top. So let's actually do that. So we'll add that spacing, and then we'll add some padding to this subtext. All right, so no bank text, and let's add a sized box, and let's say height. Let's see, what do we want to do here? Let's do 15. Let's save that. Okay, much better. And yeah, we want to add some padding to this. So let's go ahead and, all right, so we want to wrap this with padding, and let's just do it horizontally. So symmetric, and then we want to do horizontal, and let's go ahead and go with about 75. And let's see how this looks. Okay, that looks all right. We need to add some more padding, looks like. Actually, let's go ahead and we need to text align this. So yeah, let's do that. So we have a comma there. Text align dot center. So we need to center this text. Okay, that's much better. And let's go ahead. The next thing we need is the enter button. So let's do that. first let's add another size box for some spacing. So we're gonna give this height of around 100 since this is our last widget. And actually what we're gonna do is we're not gonna put a button widget per se, but we're gonna do a container and we're just gonna style it and then add the intertext. So have a container here. Let's go ahead and give it some padding. Say edge insets, and we want it symmetric. And actually let's go ahead and make this const, and we're gonna say horizontal, let's do around 24, and then vertical, let's say 12. And then let's go ahead and we also want to do some decoration. So decoration, box decoration, and we want to say we want it to have to be a black container. So let's say color, and then colors dot black. Another thing we want to do is, oops, my bad. Back into this decoration. Let's say border radius, and because we want it to be circular. So let's say border radius dot circular, and let's do say 15. And let's see what this is looking like at the moment. Okay, it's a little wide there, but it's nothing you can't fix. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and for the child of this, oops, we're inside of, oh wait, nope, we're inside the container. So child, we want to add some more padding. And then we want to say const edge insets. Once again, let's do symmetric, and let's say horizontal 25. And actually, let's format this a little bit, because now we finally, the child of this padding widget, we want to have our text finally. So let's have text. And let's make sure to add our comma here. Alright, so text, and we just want to have enter. And let's style this. So we have white as the color, so style, text style, and we want to say color, colors dot white. Save that. Okay, much better. Let's see here. We want to make this text a little bit bigger. This is a bigger button. So let's go back here into this text style, and let's actually change the font size. And let's do, say 20. And let's also make this bold. So font weight dot bold, and save. Okay, that's much better. All right, it looks to me like we can actually add some more spacing here, and maybe just decrease the size of the size box that's here. So let's do around 75 here. And then for this size box, let's make it 35, and let's see what happens. Okay, I like that a little bit better. Okay, so let's actually go ahead and compare. So this is the dribble design. Now we don't have the exact font here. I'm not gonna change the font. But if we wanted to, we could add Google Fonts and get a nice font for this design. So we have the no bank text, we have our image, have the header text, subheader text, and then we have our enter button. So this is pretty close. And yeah, that's it. Once again, credit to the designer, Lorenzo, and the link to this design will be in the description, as well as this image, of course, so that you guys can follow along. And yeah, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed.